the last 8 years, I am also involved in teaching postgraduate students of agricultural extension in Indian Agricultural Research Institute, New Delhi. I am teaching MSc and PhD students and also guiding MSc students. I have guided 2 MSc students, they have passed out, and 2 students are on roll. Now, let us get into the topic. I would like to share my screen. Friends, are you seeing the slide in slideshow mode?
Yes, sir.
Yes, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here, today I will be talking about the role of teachers in digital age. My today's lecture will be covering what is teaching, what are the roles of teaching, types of teachers, qualities of a teacher, and if I want to become a good teacher, what I should do, like what faculties I have to improve, what are the do's and don'ts. This is what I would like to cover. Before getting into teaching, can someone tell me what is teaching? Anyone would like to? Because you have already
This is Ramya, right? And teaching is sharing of a knowledge or imparting a knowledge to the end recipients.
Yes. Thank you, Ramya. I understand that from your talk, it is providing knowledge provision. Now, let us try to understand what is teaching. Paul Hist in 1975, he wrote an article in a journal, and from that article, what is teaching? It is emerging, 2 points are emerging from his writing. Teaching is setting out the intention of someone learning something. So setting out with the intention. The teacher has an intention that someone wants to learn something. Then considering people's feelings, experiences, and needs. Teaching is only teaching if people can take on what is taught. Here, Hist wanted to tell us that the teacher should have an intention that someone wants to learn something, and the teacher should be responsive to the feelings of the people, the students. What is their feeling, what is their experiences, and what are their needs. And need means it is a gap between what it is and what ought to be. Friends, I request others to please mute so that my audio will be clear to the others.
Ma'am, Ambika ma'am, please mute your mic.
Thank you. Here, teaching, whatever I wanted to teach, whether the student learns or not, is it only the teaching? Hist says that it's not only that. It's not only that the students learns what you say, what you teach. It is beyond that. What is that? It is the student has feelings, needs, experiences. So you have to look into what is his need, what is his experience so far, and what is his feeling. And accordingly, you have to teach. And teaching is only if people can take on what is taught. It is not only what he learns and he acts on that. He uses that knowledge. Now, a definition, teaching is the process of attending to people's needs, experiences, and feelings, and intervening so that they learn particular things and go beyond the given. Here, this definition tells that teaching is the process of attending to the people's needs, experiences, and feelings, and also intervening. Intervening means you are delivering a lecture or any method of teaching you are using. You do that intervention and you see that they learn the particular thing what you wanted to teach. Not only they learn that thing what you wanted to teach, they also go beyond the given. They grow out of that. Now, coming to the types. There are several types of teachers. Let us start from the first one. First one is Adhyapak. These are all Sanskrit words for the teachers. First type of teacher is an Adhyapak. Adhyapak means the teacher who gives you information. What is information? Can someone tell me what is information? Whatever may be their understanding. So,
about something, sir.
yes. Yes, Rani, come again.
Sir, learned about something, sir, to someone.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. See, we should understand this word information. Let us start from the smallest thing. The first thing is data. It's a plural. The singular term is datum. A datum is a particular number, 1, 2, 0, like that. Then this data, when it becomes meaningful, then it becomes information. Here, for example, I am doing a research. In that research, I am surveying 30 people, and I am giving a code of 1 for male and 2 for female, and I analyze it. Then I come to know that there are 40% 1 and 60% 2. Here, I wanted to say that this if I tell that 40% 1 and 60% 2, it is a data. If I tell that there are 40% men and 60% women in this group, then that is an information. So information is a meaningful word. Now, an Adhyapak is a person who delivers information. He gives information to the students. Now let us move on to the next level, that is Upadhyaya. Who is a Upadhyaya? The man who imparts knowledge combined with information is called Upadhyaya. In the beginning, one of the audience said that what is teaching is imparting knowledge. So this comes under the second category of Upadhyaya. This particular type of teacher gives knowledge to the student. Knowledge means the next level of information. So there are several information available, and the person gains more information about that particular topic, and he generates a body of language. This is called knowledge. Now let us move to the third level. The third level is Acharya. Who is an Acharya? The one who imparts skills is called Acharya. Now, what is a skill? How is it different from knowledge? knowledge is a cognitive aspect, the mental process. Now, if you want to act with your hands and do an operation like constructing a building, like repairing a bike, these are all called skills. So Acharya delivers the skills to the student. Now let us move to the next level, fourth level, that is Pandit. Who is a Pandit? The one who is able to give a deep insight into the subject is called Pandit. So he goes beyond the knowledge. So there will be more insight created into that body of knowledge. Now let's move on to the fifth level, that is Drishta. Drishta means the person who gives vision, the one who has a visionary view on a subject and teaches you to think on in that matter is called Drishta. So he goes beyond insight. Now he also provides a vision to the student. Then the final stage of a teacher is Guru. A Guru is one who is able to awaken the wisdom in you, leading you from darkness to light. Here, the Guru gives you wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is the application of the knowledge in the day-to-day life. You know that animals fear fire. Suppose sometimes you got stranded in a forest alone and suddenly a tiger attacks you. Now, if you use this knowledge and create fire in the jungle, maybe collecting some leaves, dried leaves, and use the matchbox you have and create a fire in the forest, in that particular place, the tiger stays away from you. So here you save your life with the knowledge you have with you. So application of knowledge in your day-to-day life for your own welfare as well as the welfare of the society, then that is wisdom. It takes you from the darkness towards the light. So far we have seen 6 types of teachers. So the starting point is Adhyapak. So as you move in your life as a teacher, you have to start from Adhyapak at the entry level of your career, and gradually you have to move towards the highest level of Guru. Now, I would like to tell you a story. Zen and child. There was a Zen in a village. He was meditating, and because of his knowledge, wisdom, the people used to come to him and learn from him and pray with him and also get some advice for the day-to-day life. One day, a mother came with a small daughter. Maybe the daughter is in the first standard. And she approached the Zen and she complained. Zen, my daughter is eating sweets, chocolates, candy, biscuits. Please advise her. The Zen looked into the eyes of mother and told, Mother, can you please come after 1 week? The mother said, okay, Zen, and she left the ashram. After 1 week, the mother came again with the daughter and reminded the Zen what for she came last week, and she told Zen, can you advise my daughter? The Zen said, Mother, can you come after 1 week? Like this, he told 4 times, and 1 month passed. Then 5th week, again, the mother came with the daughter and again asked, Zen, can you advise my daughter? Now, In the 5th week, the Zen now looked into the eyes of the daughter and said, "Child, please do not eat sweets." That's all the advice the Zen gave. Now the mother got puzzled. That's all. Yes. If it is so, why did you take 5 weeks to give this advice? This advice you could have given in the first moment when we approached you. The Zen said that, "Mother, it took 5 weeks for me to stop eating sweet." So there ends this story. So what is the lesson we are learning here? Can anyone tell what is the take-home message from this small story for a teacher?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, I am Rani, sir.
Yes, Ronnie.
Before giving instruction to others, first we should follow, sir. Then we can.
Exactly, Ronnie. You are right. Here, I would like to tell you, all the teachers here, first of all, we should practice. Then we should preach. Now, I would like to take the help of Bhagavad Gita. Adhyay 3, Shlok 21. The first 2 lines are in Sanskrit language. Yad yad acharati shreshtas tat tad eva itaro jana sa yat pramanam kurute lokas tad anuvartate. This shlok says that whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So, as a teacher, you are the great man or great woman to your students. Whatever activity you do, that your student will follow it. And whatever the standard you set in doing that activity, the process of doing that activity, how you do that activity, that standard is followed by your student. I was working in Gujarat. My research station was close to Ahmedabad, around 120 kilometers. Once I visited Sabarmati Ashram. There was on the wall, there was a big, it was a white wall. In that white wall, only one sentence was written. That was, "My life is my message." M.K. Gandhi. This sentence impressed me a lot. Here, I have never gone fully through his writings, like my experiments with Satyagraha and a lot of his writings. But this one particular sentence, which I read in his ashram, in the wall, it's written, it was so impressive for me. It is an impactful sentence. Gandhi died in 1940, I think 8, isn't it? Gandhi wanted to tell me one simple message. My life is my message. That means I don't want to preach anyone. I don't want to give sermons to anyone. Just I do whatever I want to do. And that is the message, please, you people take. So that itself is simple. Whenever you see something wrong in the society, immediately you introspect within yourself. Is this wrong thing is also in me? If it is so, what should I do to remove it? Then I should take all the steps to remove it. And need not tell the world what is wrong and how to remove it. You simply do your activity. The people are observing what you are doing. If anything good in you, definitely the people will take it. Now, I went through internet for teaching my students in the education course, and I found this interesting piece of work. What are the principles for good practice in undergraduate education? Arthur and Zelda, they gave 7 principles. What are they? Encourage contact between student and faculty. You always encourage your students that they be in touch with you. Develops reciprocity and cooperation among the students. Use active learning techniques. Gives prompt feedback. Here, feedback. Are we giving any feedback to the students, how they are learning, what they are learning? Feedback can be in any way. I remember when I was doing PhD in my in 2006 to 9, one day I was sitting in library and referring something. My professor came, sat beside me one day, and just said, Lenin, I want people like you in the division. I was working in Gujarat and I came to IR in New Delhi for my PhD. He just said one sentence, Lenin, I want people like you here. What better feedback you need? Do you need a gold medal? No, this is far beyond that. So just such simple techniques you use in your life. Give the right feedback to the students then and there. Do not wait for a long time before it gets too late. Maybe a small pat on the shoulder of your student. Maybe a small smile when you are crossing him in the corridor. It may be positive or it may be negative feedback. If he's not doing something right, give the negative feedback. That's very important. Then emphasizes time on task. Time is very important. Always give importance to the time. You impress upon the student that time is the most precious resource one has with him. Other resources are not that important. So if there is any task, sticking to the time. Punctuality, regularity, it's a very important. I would like to share one thing with you, that when I was doing my BSc Agriculture, I did it from 1987 to 91. I remember in 1988, I was in the second year. The class started. I was just 2 minutes late for the class. And I just, from the entrance of the class, I asked my teacher, sir, can I enter? The teacher said, student, it is too early for the next class. Then without pleading, then I walked away to my hostel. This particular thing created a very good impact in me, that I got a lesson about punctuality, which even 10 hours of lecture on punctuality cannot do. That is, being on time is very, very important in your life if you want to come up well in your life. That taught me a very good lesson. Then I was never late. I always see that I go and sit 5 minutes before the class starts. So you give this teaching to the students, emphasize time on task for any particular assignment you give or project you give. The time is the most precious thing. You encourage the students, they stick on to the timeline. Then communicates high expectations. In management, there is a expectation theory. Here, once what happened, the people wanted to know who will become achievers in life, who will become very big people in their life. The students of 5th standard class. From the 5th standard class, can we expect today itself? Can we predict today itself who will become doctor? Who will become engineer? Is it possible? They approached a university and they approached the professors. Sir, can you predict? Is it possible? When the school approached them, the professor said, yes, it's possible. Okay, can you come to my school and can you identify the students who will be the achievers in future? Yes. The professor came to the school and told, I will conduct a simple test. The principal agreed for that. And he took 5th standard students and he administered the test to all the students. There were 50 students and he gave a question paper and the students answered. He collected the answer sheet and went away. And after 3 months, he came to the same class and in front of the students, teachers and principal. And he said in that class, out of 10, he called out the names of 5 students. They stood up and he told, these 5 students are going to be genius. They are going to become big in their life. And he went away. Now, the school followed it up. Once they went to the college, then they went to the career. The teachers followed all the batch, that particular batch of 50 students. And they found out, they were trying whether the professor was right or wrong. They found out the professor was right. The professor was right that whomever he picked, they were doing very well in their life. They have got big positions. They are excelling in their whatever profession they chose. Now, they went back to the professor and they called him back to the school. Sir, can you come again? Yes, we would like to discuss about that particular test. Yes. The professor came back and in the school, in front of the teachers and principal, there was a discussion. The principal asked the professor, Professor, can you share the secret? What is that test? Now, how did you find out that these 5 boys or 5 children, they will do well? Can you share with that secret? He said, there is no secret. The secret is, if you develop expectations, definitely they will perform. The test I conducted, I never evaluated. I did not give any marks to any student and did not categorize them. I simply created I randomly picked 5 boys and simply told they are going to do well. So I created an expectation in the minds of these 5 boys. So this expectation in them, they motivated them to do well in their examinations, in whatever they did. So the moral of the story is, you should create expectations in your students. Definitely they will do well. Then seventh principle is respects diverse talents and ways of learning. So if you see the students, every student has his own way of learning. Someone learns through seeing, someone learns through hearing, someone learns through doing. So we have 5 senses, all of you know. One is seeing, then hearing, tasting, touching, smelling. Whatever the communication the teacher makes, that gets into the student, only 5 senses. You have to find out which faculty, which sense is strong for your students, and accordingly you have to teach. And also every student is unique in his talent. You have to identify different types of talent and nurture. Now, coaching methods. There are several methods. There are passive learning at one end of the continuum to active learning at the other end. So in the passive learning, just giving directions like presentations, lecture. Now what I am doing is passive learning. It is a lecture. Lecture is monotonous. Now next level is providing frameworks, guidelines, procedures. Third level is sharing personal insight, telling stories, experiences. Here I am also using my own personal experiences. I am also telling you some stories. So now I have moved to the third level. Then guided learning. Here, this is a extreme right end of the continuum of your learning. Here, you guide your student when he is practicing, when he is observing, when he is solving the problems, when he is experimenting the things. So you are just like a guide and you are hand-holding him in his activities. So this is the different ways of coaching. So you have to appropriately use whenever needed with the resources and the type of learning that needs. Now, let us see this managerial grid. This grid is developed by Blake and Moulton in 1964. Here, there are 2 axes. One is in x-axis, concern for production. In y-axis, concern for people. This is a typical factory setup. Here, the manager is having 2 things. One is producing the product from the factory, and another one is there are people in the factory who are working. Now, as a manager, how he performs. There are 4 types you can do. Either you can be a 1-1. That means you have low concern for production as well as low concern for the people working in your organization. So this is called impoverished style. And the other extreme is 9-9. That means you have high concern for the production as well as high concern for the people. This is team style. Here, you have to use this same technique for your students. You give high concern for the performance, that means the content, as well as also give high concern for them as a person. What is their feeling? What they want? What are all the needs? You be responsive to them also. Not only that the student should learn what you want to teach, and also you be responsive for his needs. You be flexible to all these things. Maybe the timing of the classes, maybe the duration of the assignment. For everything, you be responsible. You be adaptable, flexible. Now, a question comes in front of us. How to teach versus what to teach. Particularly, 99% of us focus on the second part, that is what to teach. We always emphasize on the content, the syllabus. I have to cover the entire syllabus. This is the content. How can I enrich my content? Are we thinking about the first part anytime? How to teach? Are we investing our time in how to teach? For example, now I am talking to you on this particular topic. This topic, I might have invested some 20 hours in developing the content. Fine. How much time I invested in understanding your needs? What is the profile of my audience? Who are they? What is their age group? What is their gender? What is their background? What is their experience? What is their existing knowledge? And what type of style, what type of method I have to use? And how to assess they are learning or not? Are they listening me now, right now? Or just switched on and went and doing some other activity? So before, during, after my talk, so what is my plan? How can I create an impact in them? All these things come under how to teach. Teaching is an art. That's why we have a bachelor course on education, B.Ed, M.Ed. So being a teacher, when you give 10 hours for preparing for your lecture, give at least 10 minutes for this particular first part, how to teach. This content, how to deliver it. Now let us move on to the roles of the teacher. So when I got the call from Dr. Saravanan to talk to the teachers about the roles of the teachers, fine. Then I just went to YouTube and searched for a good teacher for me. One school teacher, John Callan, he delivered a TEDx lecture. In his lecture, he has given these following roles. First one is entertainer. When I was doing MSc in University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, I had an economics teacher, excellent teacher. He is a great entertainer. What does he do? So we 10 students were sitting in the audience, and in front of us there is a blackboard, and he has a space of roughly 1 meter between the blackboard and the first row of students. So he has a lot of space. How does he use that space? He runs from one corner to other corner in the entire 1 hour. He doesn't stand at one place. He zigzags, he crisscrosses. He makes all mathematical lines. So this is very entertaining for me. Not standing at one place for the entire 1 hour like a statue. This is one way of entertaining. Some people make a lot of funny faces when they teach us. That is also a great way of entertaining us. So the other way is some teachers cuts jokes. So you can decide in which way you can entertain the audience. So it's like a movie. Whenever you go to a movie, if the entire 2 hours are serious, then you will get bored. So that's why we have comedy scenes in between to revitalize you. So always cut some jokes in your classes. Make some funny things. that makes the class lively. Then second thing is educator. Then third thing is big brother. What is big brother? Sometimes you should be very strict to maintain the discipline in the class. It's needed. Then sometimes you should be mother. How I can be a mother? Sometimes my student is in stress, unable to perform well in the class, has some personal problems, unable to take up the examination, unable to complete the assignment. He comes crying. Crying means it need not be tears rolling down. From his emotions, you can understand. From his body language, you can understand this boy is crying inside. So you have to be sensible to such situations, be a mother. When needed, console. When needed, give enough space for him. Give more time for him. So he needs your personal care. So with this particular thing, I would like to tell you, please see the movie Tare Zameen Par. Tare Zameen Par is a Hindi movie in which a boy is having a personal medical situation. He cannot follow, he cannot learn like other children. Then the teacher understands his problem. Then accordingly he teaches, he changes his style of teaching. The whole world rejected that boy, including their parents. But the teacher had the confidence in that boy and he saw his talents and he brought out all the talents and the boy started excelling in the class. So the teacher saved the boy from sinking in this mad world. So you have to identify the talent in the boy. You should never give up your child. Every child in your class is equally important. Never compare one child with the other child. Every child is unique. Every child is your God. Now, next is role model. Yes, you are the role model for your students for the lifetime. Please remember, I still today, now I am at the age of 51, even today, I fondly remember my teachers. Now, this digital era has given me the opportunity to be in touch with my teachers, which is not possible in the 90s. That now I got connected with my teachers through Facebook, through WhatsApp. This is the beauty of this technology. I am seeing what my teacher does after retirement. And always is my role model. So this, you are having such a big role, please perform it well. How can you be a role model? You have to live to the expectations of your students. As in the Gita told, whatever you do, your student follows. Whatever standard you create, that your students follow. So definitely live up to that expectations. Then you are a counselor. That is also there. You are teaching, you are not teacher for that particular 1 hour you walk into that lecture hall. You are teacher 24 hours for your student. When you are in your chamber, any student may walk in at any time for any type of advice, maybe in the subject, maybe in the extracurricular activities, maybe in the life in general. Be always open to him. Your chamber should be always open. You should never discourage him entering into your chamber. Even when you are at home, he may give you a call in the mid of the night. Maybe it is a very silly question. You entertain that question as if it's a very great question. Counsel him. He needs your handholding. Then next one is champion. Be the champion. And last one is teacher. Then you have a very big responsibility, that is nation builder. being a teacher, you are building the human resources of this country, this world. So be sensible to that. You create a very good human resource. And next one is communicator. See, the entire teaching is nothing but communication. You are talking to your student. You are giving a message to the student. Then you should understand how to communicate. Now, to understand what is communication, you should know this person. This person is Berlow, David Berlow. This person wrote a book, The Process of Communication. If it is in your library, read it. Otherwise, you ask your authorities to buy this book. If it is out of date, you get the photocopy from wherever it is. In this book, he gives a model of communication. He breaks down communication into 4 parts: source, message, channel, receiver. Receiver is your student. And who is the source? You are the source. The teacher is the source. What is the message? The topic you are going to talk to the student is the message. What is the channel? It may be the classroom, just you are talking to him. It may be online, like what we are doing today. Or you can prepare a video and put it in your institute website or in YouTube, any media. It can be of any form. So being a source, you should understand your receiver's communication skills, his extent of knowledge, his attitude towards that particular topic, what social system he is from, and what culture he is from. Likewise, you should understand about yourself. What is your communication skill? How good you are in communication? What are your strengths and weaknesses? What is your knowledge level to talk about that topic? What is your attitude towards that topic? What is your culture? And what is your social system? Everything matters. Now, when you know all these things, now you have a message, you have a content to deliver for next 1 hour. And now how to prepare that content. Now, you should collect all the content and you should see the elements and you should treat the content. That means in which channel you are going to use, and for that channel, how should be my language, my text, everything, and how to structure the thing and how to code it. Now, coming to the channel, there are any channel, you see only these 5 sources are there. Senses: hearing, seeing, touching, smelling, tasting. Now you see that what are the senses my student is going to use, accordingly, which is the best way to deliver, that you deliver. Now, just I referred Tirukkural is this for the people from the other states. This is Tirukkural is written in Tamil. So those who are non-Tamil speaking faculty here, I would like to tell you, this is a very important textbook for the life, which we Tamil people follow. So I asked Tirukkural, do you have something for the role of the teacher? Then I got this particular Kural. This Kural is a 2-liner. It has 7 words. In Tamil, it goes like this. Inarulthu nara malaranayar katradunara virindurayadar. So here, in this 2-liner, Tiruvalluvar says that the person who is unable to explain in understandable way is equivalent to a bloomed flower cluster with no fragrance. Here, Tiruvalluvar compares teacher with flower. Now, the teacher is having expertise. The teacher is having very good skill in teaching the content. He has the content. He is ME or PhD, and he knows much about the subject. So now he has become a flower, and the flower is blooming. Now, if the teacher comes to the class and teaches the student, and the student understands nothing, then it is equivalent to that flower is not having any fragrance at all. So this is what he wanted to tell. Even if you have a very good knowledge about the subject, you don't know how to deliver that subject to the student in an understandable way, then it is as good as that flower is not having any fragrance. So if the flower is not having fragrance, then there's no use of that flower. So this is what Thiruvalur wanted to communicate us. That means it is not only important you have expertise in the subject, you also should have expertise in that skill, communicating skill, teaching skill. Now, fine. So far we saw what are all the roles a teacher has to perform. So to perform that roles, he should have some qualities in him, gun. That characteristics he should have. What are all the qualities? First one is expertise in the subject. Then he should have clarity in thought. He should understand it. He should be very clear. There should not be any doubt in that particular topic. And he should have good communication skills. Then he should have persuasive power. Persuasive means motivational power, convincing power. Then finally, Shraddha. That means faith. He should be able to develop faith in his students about himself. The student should think that my teacher is a very good teacher. He has very good knowledge about the subject he is speaking. I can follow him. Now, for the qualities of the teacher, I went to Bhagavad Gita and asked, Bhagavad Gita, in one of its sloka, it says, what are the qualities? The shlok in the 18th chapter, 42nd sloka, it goes like this. I read it in Sanskrit first. Shamo, tamas, tapa, shocham, shanti, arjavam, eva cha, jnanam, vinyanam, astikyam, brahma karma, swabhajam. The meaning, English meaning goes like this: tranquility, restraint, austerity, purity, patience, integrity, knowledge, wisdom, and belief in a hereafter. These are intrinsic qualities of work for Brahmins. Here, what are the qualities a teacher should have? He should be very peaceful, tranquil, and not get disturbed by the surroundings. Always peaceful in the mind. Then Dhamma. Dhamma means restraint, control. He should have control over his senses. Then Tapa. Tapa means austerity. So he can live with any deficiency. He can rest any type of environment. Then Shaucham. Shaucham means purity, cleanliness. Then Shanti, patience. If something wrong thing happening to him or his environment, teaching environment, his students, have patience. Then Arjavam. Arjavam means straightforwardness, integrity. You should be straightforward. You should be high moral. You should know to separate wrong from good. You should know what is right and what is wrong. Always taking the good path. Jnanam, you should have that expertise in your subject. Vijnanam, not only the knowledge, you should apply that knowledge. That is Vijnanam. Then Astikyam, that means faith, belief. So these are all the qualities you should develop in you. Now, okay, fine. Now let us come to the action part. What should I do? If I do have these qualities, if I have to perform this role of teacher, if I should acquire the quality of a teacher, what should I do? Now let us move on to the action part. What I should do as a teacher. Develop a style in you. Always have a style. The student likes style. Style means you have a own uniqueness in your teaching, the way you behave, the way you deliver the content, something unique to you. Have some style in you. Then attire. Attire means the way you dress. That's very important. I am not asking you to have pressed clothes, very costly clothes. No. Whatever you wear, let it be sober, beautiful, aesthetic, clean. That is sufficient. Doesn't distract the student. Then have a routine in you. The way you perform all the activities in your office. How you come, what time you arrive, what first thing you do. Everything, there should be routine, nothing changing in that. Then engage your students. Whenever class is happening, you interact with them. Then behave. Your behavior is very important because the students are always observing you. Gesture. Gesture means what are all the faces you make. Your body language. It should be very appropriate. Then posture. Posture means how you stand, how you sit. Everything is important. Eye contact. When you are in the class, you make sure that you see everyone in the class, not just fixed on some particular student. Then act. Continuing the act. Use different teaching methods. Don't restrict yourself to one method. You see which method suits that particular topic and have that mix. Yoga. Be a yogi. What is yoga? Union. Union means definitely there are two things they are connecting. What can be the two things? One is you, another one is your profession. Be in union with your profession. Yukt. Yukt means strategist. Be a strategist. Plan your lecture. There are several methods, teacher-centric methods, active methods, student-centric methods. You see that which is best for your particular class, accordingly you use. You have all type of methods. Don't restrict to any one. And you are always interested in the best efficiency. Coming to the reflections, just I interacted with school children and I asked, come on, from the past 2 years, you are attending the classes online. Can you give your feedback? Their feedback is create a physical classroom environment in virtual class, in the online class. This is school children saying, that means don't think that online class has its own set of rules. Try to create the same environment. The children are longing for that physical class environment. Try to create it. Then do not step beyond the class duration. The children don't want to get bored after the stipulated time. If it is 40 minutes or if it is 1 hour, you make sure that you will leave them exactly after that 40 minutes or 1 hour. Then do not scold about absentees in the class to the presentees. That means every teacher does this. They get irritated if there is a poor attendance. Whom they will scold? They will scold the teachers who are regular, punctual, they are sitting in the class. You should arrange for a meeting who are regularly absent and you talk to them separately. And always step beyond the topic. That means today I have to talk about one particular topic. Don't restrict to the topic alone. A little bit step out of the topic. And the final one is be creative. Creative means avoid cut paste. Try to type your PPT yourself, and try to take some photographs and put it instead of taking it from internet. Try to be creative. Try to create your own content. Be original. Then don't always bore with the text, more and more text, little bit of pictures you have it. Then you always ensure that your network is good, your audio and video are proper. Don't shout. Your tone should be just like a discussion mode. It should be in the pleasing voice. Don't make it an authoritative voice. Then avoid copy paste or cut paste. Avoid too much text. Then some teachers, they don't bother about students' future. They bother only the covering the syllabus and they sticking on to the time frame. It's not alone is sufficient. The student also has a future. What the student should do after this course, after his degree. You please give some guidance. Another don't is not covering the full syllabus. Some teachers are good in some part of the syllabus and not so good in some part of the syllabus. Wherever they are weak, they will skip it. They will tell students, you read it on your own. Don't do like that. Not listening to students' opinion. Yes, this is also happening. Never listening to the students, what they want to say in the class. And do not test the uncovered syllabus. Yeah, this also the teacher does. First of all, the teacher doesn't cover the full syllabus, but definitely the teacher asks questions from uncovered portions too. Don't do like that. And do not create panic or stress among the students. Yes, this is very common among the teachers. They will tell, yes, you have to come. Now the class will be over. Within 10 minutes, you have to send me that PDF file. Within this time, you have to do it. Yeah, time is important, but don't create a stress or panic in them. You see that is doable in the time frame you have set. Yes, friend. So far, we saw the role of teachers in the digital age. First, we saw what is teaching. Then what are all the roles of teaching? Then to perform that role, what qualities the teacher should have, and to acquire that quality, what the teacher should do, like what act he has to perform so that he gradually acquires. It's a very long process. You have another 30 years career. Keep on building day by day. Thank you, friends. Now I will stop sharing my slide.
Participants, if you have any queries, you may ask. Sir is ready to answer.
A wonderful session, sir. And out of this, I can rank this as a number one. And what actually the past 3 days, what we are actually 3-4 days we are attending, it's really each and every point you delivered, it reaches us. Thanks for the session, first of all, sir. And I agree that we people get agitated when the students were not present for the online classes, but still we try to manage and we are trying to cover up all the things. And can you give any tips that which makes everyone to present for or it's like majority of the people to present for online classes, and how actually you manage it, sir?
Yeah. See, when you are going on the online mode, definitely this attendance issue will crop up. For ensuring that more and more students attend the class regularly,
उस पे ट्रांसफर नहीं करवाना फिर
definitely
ट्रांसफर नहीं करवाना
you should make your lecture so interesting. That means be a storyteller. construct a story, narrate, your narration, your articulation.
जाके नहीं करने को
Those fields you
कहते
try
आज
to
बनिया
improve.
आज बनिया उसके बना
This
क्या
is this is all in your hands. The class is 40 minutes means definitely don't take more than 35 minutes.
आज बिल्कुल सब काम होने हैं आज
Another thing is always you see that you inspire the student more than you deliver the content. If you work on those faculties and there are always best practices. You see, observe around you who are all performing very well. There may be some teachers doing very well. The students are always, there is more than 90% of attendance. Then you try to get those best practices and imbibe in you. Then once you start cultivating these things, naturally you will attract the students into your class, to your course. This is one way. Another way is always, as the teacher, we have our own powers, like that minimum attendance. If the minimum attendance is not there, we are not asking them to, we will not allow them to sit in the examination. This strictness is also there. It is a mix of both. So it comes day by day. If the attendance is poor, you work on that. You try to understand who are the absentees and what is their background, what is their social system, what is the issue in them. Accordingly, you have to devise your time, content, everything. Sometimes you have to take classes out of class hours to accommodate all the students. There may be some genuine issues. Unless you talk to them, how will you know it? Yes.
अरे भैया 4 बजे तो मेरी वर्कशॉप से कैसे चला जाऊं 4 बजे के बाद दूंगा टाइम
Participants,
टाइम दूंगा नहीं चला जाऊंगा
Ayush Singhal, sir.
अरे 1 मिनट रुक जाओ
Yeah.
Hello?
Thanks for your. So am I audible?
Yes, Ramya.
Yeah. Thanks for your input, sir. Actually, last time, it's my experience. What I got it last time is, it's like to attract my students. Actually, instead of taking my subject only theoretically, not means instead of that, I just brought some simulation tool and practice. Means it's like parallelly, I was actually trying to do it, and I'm happy that than the last time trial. Last time was actually a 50% increase. And out of 60 students, and earlier they used to come around 15, and last time I was actually getting around 30 consistent people through my class. But still, if this is the case and people are getting reaches, why can't the other 30 also can get benefited? So how can I actually attract those people also? And moreover, I'm not that much interested to threaten the students by showing that attendance and other factors to make them present. So I used to actually feel that should not happen even in a real time. And we have to bring the people to the class with their interest, because the force, it actually may not make them to learn what actually they needed to it. So that's why actually I was asking it. And anyway, what you mentioned also, it's the right thing. I actually not reveal any, means I am not that such a story narrator to attract the peoples. I'll try to incorporate in those kind of teaching technologies also with me. And another one thing is that, and now actually people, we are trying to turn back to the regular traditional classical methods. And I don't know, it's just like, it's not a fear, or and I'm not able to express the feeling what exactly I'm getting it, but there is a slight blockage, or may not be, how actually we are going to turn back to the traditional method. And will it be like whether it should be like a combo of a traditional PPT presentation, or the kind of an online mode, and how actually this will be effective when other people, when we back to the stage. And do you have any your thought process on this, or how we can handle it in smoother way to back to the traditional methods?
Yes, Ramya. Actually, Ramya, in Tamil Nadu, when the enrollment was very low in the schools, the dropouts are very high. the then Chief Minister Kamaraj, he came out with an innovative technique that of starting a noon meal, midday meal. He thought out of box. In the school, providing a meal. Why? Because he understood that the problem is the children are not interested in education, and also they are having poverty. And can we attract the children by providing a meal, ensuring a meal? First, they came for the meal, the attendance rate got up. Now, even the government of India understood it, and they have implemented this scheme all over India. And now, in the new educational policy, they are also thinking to extend it to the more and more classes. This is one part of innovatively thinking for ensuring more attendance in the classes. And another thing is, again, if we flip back to our physical classes, are we ready now? Are the students ready now? My guesses, my guesses are that the both will prevail now in future. It will be a hybrid mode in the days to come. Definitely, the physical mode will be the driver, but on the back seat will be the online mode. Online mode has its own advantages. You can call the faculty all over the world, and you can give their skills, their wisdom to your students. This is possible, and it has its own other beauties, like very less cost for the administrators. Several things. Now you should you should develop that qualities, that attributes, that skills to perform very well in both the cases. You should be ready for online class as well as physical class. Develop that set of skills. The topic is same, but the methods will differ. Definitely, you should be ready, so that you should become friendly to the technology. You should adapt yourself with the technology progresses. Otherwise, you will stay back. Definitely, you should develop, and you should spend more time on these things. That's what I was impressing is always we are focusing on what to deliver, never focusing on how to deliver. So that aspect we have to work.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thanks for the input, and I'll try to incorporate whatever actually I gained it today to my forthcoming lectures. Thank you.
Any more questions from participant side?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rani.
Sir, a great session today. I felt very happy, sir. Great session I have attended by you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So I'm having total 14 years of teaching experience, sir. What you said, we learned many things through your lecture, sir. So I felt today a great guru class I have attended, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We are also try to come to that guru stage, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
So we are at the end of the session. So thank you very much, sir, for your acceptance to be the resource person for this FTP. And you have explained a lot of things from the starting onwards, the types of teacher, by telling the story how the teacher should be in the classroom. And you have explained the 7 principles for good practice in undergraduate students, and how to teach and what to teach, and what are the roles of teachers. Explain each and every roles clearly with an example. And also you have described about the model of communication, explained the various teaching methods with the different acts. And also you have given many Sanskrit words with the meaning also, which are all very closely related to the teaching methodologies. And also you have explained the do's and don'ts. So I thank you once again on behalf of the Sairam Institute of Technology and the Indian Society for Technical Education. Thank you very much for your excellent and wonderful session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saravanan. Thank you. Can I leave, Dr. Sravanan?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sambhu Sundar sir. Thank you. Dr. Sravanan, I am leaving.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Participants have posted the feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill it out.
Participants, for your kind attention, we have a second session at 11:30 a.m. So all are requested to join the meet at 11:30 a.m. for a second session. And we have assessment also. Before the assessment, link from ISTE headquarters Delhi will be posted to you all. Okay, so all are requested to fill that link also. That link is very important. That link is given from the ISTE headquarters New Delhi. After that, the assessment link will be posted, so everyone has to attend the assessment. And we have a valedictory function at 3 p.m. So all are requested to join the valedictory function also. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, okay, sir, but the assessment link or the information will be posted in the Zoom platform, or it will be sent in the WhatsApp group, sir?
It will be posted in
The record stop பண்ணிட்டோமா, sir?